two, one. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Lupus Talks. And today's day, ladies and gentlemen, of course, is February the 25th, 2025. As we close out the month of February, moving into the month of March, Dr. Williams and Ms. Olson, Dolores Olson, will be sharing more information reference to lupus. You guys can check us out on the website at lupusofnevada.org to support, as well as on Facebook and then on this YouTube channel, Lupus of Nevada on YouTube. So we want to continue our series and segments of talk in reference to dealing with lupus, those who have suffered from the autoimmune disease, and family members and people and friends who know people who are suffering from the autoimmune disease. What can they do to be a support group for them and also for everyone? We can start off referencing this channel as well as referencing the website, lupusofnevada.org. And Calvina Williams has been an advocate for this for over 20 years, and she continues to share information in reference to helping others as she helped herself. As also a lupus patient, Ms. Dolores Olson as well, their segments of what they've all experienced and what they've done to live the lifestyle and maintain the lifestyle that they have while living with lupus. With that, I'm going to leave you up to Dr. Williams. Dr. Williams, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. Remember to like us and tell everyone about us. This segment of lupus, we're going to be talking again about what lupus is. Lupus is a chronic autoimmune illness, and that means the immune system attacks your own body normal cells. Lupus can affect any parts of your body. I've been doing this for years, so it's like I'm stumbling now, and I shouldn't be, but it attacks your own body. Like right now, I'm suffering from actual pain, stiffness, swelling of my joints. Sometimes I can't move, but people say, what are the symptoms of lupus? You know, lupus can be very unpredictable, guys. You know, 1 minute you're up, the next minute you're down. People with lupus may have different types of skin rashes. Some people have a butterfly rash that's across the eyes, and you have the wings flying out, which is red or purple rash on their cheeks. And some people have red patches on areas of their skin that are exposed to the sun. When they mention sun, be very cautious about going into the sun, especially this summer, because of the fact you break out. I break out myself into huge lesions on my body, and they look like they're getting ready to pop. So I have to get out of that sun because I have discoid lupus, which is actually cantankerous lupus, people. So Dolores has autoimmune as well, and she's going to be talking about that as well because she's on. But it is just so heartwarming that so many people are out there making a difference in our lives. Dolores is my cousin. We have family members that do have this autoimmune disease. So we have to be aware that it's out there. Systematic lupus, discoid lupus, cantankerous lupus, drug-induced lupus. I just recently was told I was drug-induced with my lupus, and I was very upset. This is a reaction to medicine. So it fades away after you stop taking the medicine that triggered your lupus. So mine should have faded away. I don't know what happened. Mine is still here with the 28 pills, and it ain't faded nowhere. So then they have neonatal lupus, and that can occur if lupus causing antibodies is a type of protein in your blood transferred from mother to baby during pregnancy. So that's something there, and they can be caused by rash, liver, blood, and sometimes heart problems. Neonatal lupus usually resolves about 6 to 12 months after the birth when the antibodies degrade. So there's a various types of lupus, and we all have to be aware of it. And that's why this channel is here, Lupus of Nevada, Lupus Talks. So I'm going to give you to Dolores, our other co-host, so she can expound with her anemic and some other areas that are affecting her life with this autoimmune disease. Dolores?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for you guys all for tuning in, for being a part of this organization. This is a powerful topic that we're having right here, because anemia, you just cannot ignore signs like that, because it can do something serious to your health. And this all, and as we know, there's all kinds of anemia. But let me get into my story. How I'm deal with me is that I'm dealing with like also B12 anemia, plus on top is thyroid, have a levels of thyroid. So when you have high levels of thyroid, yeah, if you're having another problem, it's going to cause more problems on top of everything. And so mainly getting, so I mean, it's not easy when you can't sleep at night. You get insomnia, then you feel like that if you got some sleep, you feel like you didn't have any sleep, because you're tired in the morning, tired in the evening, just like fibromyalgia, right? Fibromyalgia, right? You be tired in the morning, still waking up, and at the end of the day, you're tired. That's the same thing with anemia. It's the same thing. You're tired in the beginning, and then at the end of the day, you're tired again. It's like your energy levels are shot. And so that's what I deal with. Deal with shock energy. I had to do whatever I can to get to the process. Grab a cup of coffee, but I still take my supplements too. I take sea moss that has a mixture of everything in it, but not everybody can have that. That's just something I'm just sharing what I take. Not everybody can have sea moss, but it does have it has turmeric in it. It has black seed. It has black seed in it. It has elderberry. It has all kinds of good minerals and stuff that's good for the health. And also, I take a regular, this is a regular multivitamin on top. And so, taking it every day, and then I have to too taking my iron. And see, but that's the thing too. When you're having two episodes, when you're having the thyroid issue, high levels, plus having that on top, that like it throws off. It's like throws you off from one end to another on both of them. Because you're having both type of problems. It feels like I know Jesus Christ is on my side every single day, but I'm just telling you how I feel. It felt like I was gonna go down yonder, but I know God got me. He's still having me here to
Amen.
to be a testimony to folks, to tell you how important it is to take care of our health, and getting those vitamins that you need, and including you need to eat right too. But you must take a vitamin too, because we're not always getting our every day value of iron like we should, and so it's always good to have extra. But we got to watch out too when we take our with certain ones too. You just have to be careful on certain brands of vitamins, because the synthetic is not good for our bodies.
Amen.
And
Yes.
you
True.
just have to be very, very careful which one you get that you have. There's some that's really safe for us, but some of them it's like poison to your body. And so that's the added
Absolutely.
limits of it. So therefore, we got to be careful what we choose, and always ask our physicians too. But always do our research too, and on top of it too. Even if we ask our physician, do your research too.
Along with the nutrition, Dolores, we have to understand we have to eat right to live right. We have to have a healthy, balanced diet with lupus. I know you eat plant-based, right? You don't eat any meat. Am I correct?
Yeah, I eat plant based, but I just don't eat the regular, those plant based burgers and stuff like that. I don't eat
Uh-huh.
them all the time because they're not really healthy for you, like they proclaim. So I just go
Yeah.
more to the earth.
Remember when it first came out, you and I were beating each other going down there buying them every other day.
Oh yeah, the Impossible burgers.
Yeah,
And I
you
found
and
out with
I.
those Impossible burgers, there's 1,000 and something in sodium. That's just
Oh
like you
yeah,
might as well
girl.
get some Chinese soup. That's the same. It's the same thing. The same amount of sodium.
Well, we didn't know. We thought
But we
they was
didn't know.
good. They was real good. I know one time, and this is so funny, you guys out there in Cyberland. When my son comes to his other house to come here, my brother and I have to clean the pantry out real quick. Because if there's something in there with high sodium, it goes out. It goes out. It goes out. He starts throwing things out. And some of those things are good things for us. So what we tend to do is we try not to get high sodium, but there's some things that you like that does have the high sodium. So let me tell you what I do. I don't eat it always, but when I do eat it, I actually douse it down with lots of water, alkaline water, and I get away with it that way. But if you have the nutrition warden coming to your house every few months, you better hide that. You better look in the refrigerator. You better look what you have. And if you have family members to put things in the refrigerator and they eat differently, you eat differently, have them to mark that. Mark those packages. This is mine. This is yours. And it's very important because people tend to get in the refrigerator and get into other individuals' things. Am I not correct, Dolores? They'll
Yeah,
say, oh, I
correct.
like this. And they'll eat it not knowing that that's your food that you have to eat for the day. So we have to be aware of that, because our treatments with lupus are very important. Our support groups with lupus, support group programs are very important. Lupus Talks is a support group. It's here to open our arms to talk to each other. We don't know it all. We're not saying we know it all, but what we do know is we'd like to share the things that have happened in our lives, and we can help each other as we go along in this struggle. The anemia, I have that too, as she does. I have fibromyalgia that bothers me as well, because fibromyalgia is no joke, because I think it's a tissue problem, a muscle problem. I think it might be a muscle problem where your joints they just hurt, and you don't want to be bothered with. You get in your mood swings and all of that. I know Dolores talks about her thyroid all the time, and their doctors are looking at they're closely looking at her situation now, because with my thyroid, it goes up and down in a few years, meaning the same medication I take for my thyroid now in 3 years is not going to help me. They have to either increase it or decrease it. And I think that's where you're at now, right, Dolores?
Yeah, because I started at 250 microgram of that. That's what I started out at. And then now, if it got high, and because I felt kind of funny, fuzzy minded and all that, and then they said all my levels was high, so they dropped it down now to 112.
Uh-huh.
But it's not you won't see the fully recover of it. I still have the same symptoms right now, because which is normal, because you have to wait till the full process, and then when they take the
Mm-hmm.
blood work
Mm-hmm.
again, then they'll find
Mm-hmm.
out and tell you if that's the right level for you. And actually, it does that so many times a year, because I had some scare-ons that when I had the thyroid problems before, I almost died 4 times.
Oh,
And
wow.
so,
Yeah.
and that was the scariest. And I mean, I think it was caught in time, because it could have been so bad that I had to be hospitalized, and that wouldn't have been good.
No, it wouldn't have been. And isn't that where you are now? Remember you talked about it, you were so out of it, when I talked to you, cuz the other day, so many things was happening. And I want to be clear and correct myself. I am researching under Microsoft, what is it? Under Microsoft Bing, and it's giving me, like, fibromyalgia is a chronic condition that causes pain in the muscles and soft tissues. So it's both effects. It's in both areas. And we have to be aware of that, because that joint pain hurts. And they said researchers believe that fibromyalgia amplifies pain sensations by affecting the way your brain and your spinal cord process painful and non-painful signals. Symptoms may also include lack of energy, which is fatigue, sleep problems, which I have, depression, which I have, headaches, which I have, and other problems. So you might as well say I got it all. And that's why it's good to talk to your primary. I finally got to my new primary. I'm very happy with my new primary. And I'll have my rheumatologist soon. I do have my therapist, and people say, I used to think I was crazy because I had to have a psychiatrist. I really did. But everybody else has one. I have to, I'll say, with my lupus, because my lupus hits every area, just like fibromyalgia, every tissue, every muscle. I'm always in pain, and it's very hard to deal with that. Sometimes you sit in a corner and you're alone. You don't want anyone to bother you. My whole loneness deal with my word of God. I go in there and, excuse me, in my place of where my altar is, where the Lord is with me, and I have to think about the things in my body. I have to think about what's hurting me, and I got to think about the pain. Where is the pain? How am I going to deal with the pain? Stay prayed up. Do things you like. Write a journal every day, because I tend to write what I'm going to do today. I write it in my journal and keep it in my purse. The things that you have to do, don't overdo it. I used to overdo it. I can remember, and Dolores knows, I used to do like 20 some odd things in a day. I was here, there, doing this, doing that, talking to this donor, talking to this person to have this walk, and it's just a variety of things. I can't do it now. I can't do it now. I'm 68 years old, 2 years from being 70. And I have to slow up because my body tells me, hold back, Calvinia, hold back. You can no longer do that. If you do, you're going to be laying up in a hospital with exhaustion. So you have to think about yourself. Even though you want to, you have to back up and write things down that you can do that day, because you have a whole week to do them. If you accomplish 3 things in a day, that's good. And then the next day, then the next day, then the next day. That is good. And ladies and gentlemen, please don't stay on the phone all day. I did that. I used to have over 30 calls a day when lupus first started. People call me about all types of issues and wanted me to stay on the phone. I could never get off that phone until my dad said, rest his soul, that you're going to have to put a stop limit on those people calling you. That's why at 8:30, I basically tell folks I don't want any calls. I need to rest. I'm not getting the 30 calls anymore, but when people do call, they know to call me before the 8:30. And I let them know when they are calling me, come up with some solutions. Don't just tell me this hurts, that hurts, and what am I going to do about it? I can't do anything with your body. What you can do is tell me how you're going to solve the situation. So when we go back to the 3 and 4 things a day, or the 3 things a day, you know that you've accomplished something. You have your journal. You have the connection in which you need for your body, for your mind, for your spirit. Write a note on the mirror in your bathroom and say, I am someone. I am very important. I can make a difference. I wasn't where I was at. I'm not where I was at when I was in my 30s. But look at me now. I'm where I'm at now, and I'm satisfied with me. Dolores, do you have any addition to say to that? Any adage with that?
Yeah, as family, we must take. It's very, very important that we must take notes of anything that we're going through. That's good, because that way you can go back and you can reflect on it, what's going on, and that. And there's nothing wrong in to isolate yourself in a good, healthy way. Because you're isolating yourself to get healing when you're going through any type, like with me. I'm isolation for healing. But I'm not isolating myself. I'm just isolating myself as in healing, to help me to, because I have to be very, very careful, because I wanted to take my daily walks outside. And I said, no, I can't do that. I'm not well enough to do it yet. But I will be strong enough. When I get strong enough, I'll get back to the regular walking outdoors. So I just walk indoors for now, because that's for my own health, because I can, because I don't want to have an episode that I may fall out or something like that. That's not good.
Absolutely. And then another thing, when you're taking the walks, make sure if you have someone home, make sure you tell that individuals, I'm taking a walk. I'm going 2 blocks away to these areas. So you're not strayed into a different area. Sometimes we have lupus individuals and people with autoimmune diseases that suffer from amnesia. That, they can't remember where they're at, what they're doing, why they're out there. That is so important, because you're talking about me. That has happened to me. So therefore I let, my baby brother know where I'm going. Okay, it's me and him in the house. I'm going here. I'm going there. I'm going to take a four block tour around the neighborhood. Let them know, and also have a note on yourself. You know, have that note, and I mean on yourself, on your person, of identifying who you are. Because you're not taking your purse with you, because you don't want to get robbed out there around the neighborhood holding on to a purse. If you're walking, you usually got your iPhone, you got your music. You know, take that take the note and put down who, you know, my name is Calvinia Williams. I suffer from this. If there's an emergency, I'd like you to call this person. That way, if the ambulance did come and nobody's around you, they could see that note on you, because they're going to pat you down. And whether a woman puts it in her bra or puts it in her pocket, if she has pockets with those jogging pants, that's something they're going to be looking for. Who do we call? Who is this person? That is very important. Dolores, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, exactly. It's very, very important to have an emergency contact. You should never leave without your emergency contact, because anything can happen. It
Yeah.
can even with a person that doesn't even have illness,
Yeah,
it can
that's
happen.
true.
It's always good to have it, even if you have to put in your bra or something like that. Some people have little zip up things in their bras. They have those bras that you can put your little
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
inside, because you don't want to be a target. So that's why
Yeah.
it's good to have. It's always good to have a fanny pack on you, not a
Yeah.
big purse, oversized a purse, because it's not safe. You know, of course, you have your water bottle. Like I have a water bottle, a cover thing. It's like a purse-like type that you put on your shoulder. That's for my water bottle. So, and then that way I have my fanny pack. That's it. Because the fanny packs nowadays, you can fit a lot of things in there.
And make sure you don't go out with a bunch of jewelry. I'm known for that
Yeah.
one.
Oh no, don't do
I
that.
take all my personal belongings off of me, leave them at home. So if anything happens, uh, things won't come up missing, you know, because those are things that are sentimental to you from your family, and you definitely want them secure. So you leave them at home. Also, I want to say, when I hit on the symptoms of fibromyalgia, I've got a chart here, and the chart explains the chronic headaches, the sleep disorders, the dizziness, the cognitive impairment, the memory impairment. I had a lot of that. And if you guys notice, I'm not stumbling over my words, because I take some brain supplements to help me, and I slow down so my mind can be able to catch up with what my thoughts are, because those our mind, with whatever autoimmune that you may have, may want to say something and you can't say something, you know, because you're going so fast. It's like a burnout. It's like throwing water on a computer. When you have fibromyalgia, you have the fatigue, the twitches. You see people twitching all the time. You know, they could be twitching like I'm twitching now, and it's a variety of things. Joint morning stiffness. Dolores, do you have morning stiffness when you get up in the morning?
Yes, I get that. And that's a good
Okay.
thing for that when you have that morning stiffness. Do some stretches, light stretches.
Yeah.
When you first get up, and that'll help with it.
Okay. Okay. So you have, is there any, I know during the night, if I'm drinking a lot of water, I have urinary situations where I'm back and forth to the bathroom. And I know why. Because if I drink water after hours, say if I'm drinking water, lots of it, because I love the water. We have this little water with Fiji water and all of that. And I'll just drink. And I have to hold myself back, because after a certain time in the evening, you can't keep consuming all that water, because you'll stay up all night long, you know, going back and forth to the bathroom. And that's not a good thing. Those of you that have had issues with urinary incontinence, I think, is it incontinence, where, you know, you have to put a pad on your bed because you might wet your bed. A lot of people don't like talking about that, but it's a true thing. You know, you might wet people who don't have any autoimmune diseases or diseases. They have the same situation. They have to put a pad on their bed, you know, mainly to secure the nice mattresses. If they have stomach issues, they might be nauseated. You never know when you're going to, vomit at night, So those are a variety of things that we need to be aware of as we get older. As we get older, we need to be aware of that. Don't think that we're going to live forever in our 20s and our 30s and our 40s. That's not happening in terms of how you used to look, how you used to get around, how you used to do this. Take the used to out of your vocabulary and put in, I'm going to do this now because this is what I have to do because of my age and my mobility. And that's what I go through, Dolores, all the time. Do you have any addition to that in terms of what you go through with that?
Well, I could give I definitely agree over on you on that. We must be honest. I mean, when it comes to it, don't be ashamed or anything if you have problems with the urine problem and stuff, because a lot of things happen to us as we age, get older. Our bladders become weakened, and that's it's nothing to be ashamed of. That nowadays they have these little fancy little panties that we call them, just put on your fancy panties. Yeah, the depends. Yeah, to say your fancy panties. That's it. That's it. Say, hey, I got my fancy panties on. And some people call them pull-ups, whatever you want to call them. You want to call them pull-ups, you can call them pull-ups. There's nothing wrong with that. At least they had those things a little bit more stronger ones that they used to. The ones back in the days. Oh man, you was in trouble.
Looking good. They got them purple, blue, green.
Yeah.
They
got pink.
Yeah, and for those of you that like I get I'm very, how should I say, I can't have certain things rubbing up against me because of my discoid lupus and because of, like right now, I have a pain on my left shoulder and it's like a stabbing pain. And we need to find out with the dermatologist, as my doctor said, find out what it is. I know it has a lot to do with lupus. I know that. So I have to put cream on me. He gave me some cream to put all on my shoulder and my back and all that. But at times, depends on how I'm setting, like I'm setting up and I have this shoulder thing down because of the fact that I am, I'm in pain. And you could be in pain and still have a good show because we having a good show here. I don't know what y'all doing out there, but we having fun. Aren't you having fun, Dolores?
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
we can make a party out of nothing. We known for that. We can make a party out of nothing. It'd be like we sitting up here cooking dinner and we up here talking on the podcast about lupus and how we can live right, do right, and be right with lupus. And that's exactly what I tend to do. I don't look at the situation, oh, poor me, what am I going to do? Poor me, what am I going to do? I don't do that anymore. I get up and say, okay, I got an issue. This disease is not going to defeat me. The inflammation in my body that causes my body to hurt my joints, my skin, my, brain, my heart, my lungs. I'm going to keep on going. And how I do that is eating right, thinking right, staying out of mess. Please stay out of mess, out of gossip. If it's not your lane, don't get into it. Stay out of lanes that you don't need to be in. Period. Dolores, that's so true, huh, Dolores?
Yeah, that's so true. If you cannot have people use you as a trash can, that's what they said.
Tell like me about that.
You just mind your business.
Family members, I'm not talking about you, Dolores, but family members too. Some of them I won't even talk to because I have to. I say, Lord, I'm staying prayed up as evangelist, Lord. Giving the word over the internet and all that. Let me stay prayed up in the room talking to you. But sometimes I can't hold my peace because they done said something to me that bothers me. And I need to zip the lip because what did they say? The tongue is as sharp as a sword, 2-inch sword, right? It might be something like that. I don't think
the tongue is powerful.
Yeah,
it's powerful. It is powerful.
And you can't take it back.
You gotta watch out how you speak about your own self too. That's
yes,
important.
You can't put it into existence. That's right. Let's talk about that. Don't bring things into your own existence. Isn't that correct?
Exactly.
So that's what I tend to do. Keep it out my mouth. I am somebody. Like Jesse said, I am somebody. I can do all things, through the body of Christ. I can do all things because that's what he says I can do. I'm made in his image, in God's image. So I know what I can do and where I am and where I'm going. There's certain times that we get down and out. We have lupus people on here every day that are dying. And some of us have become great friends on the internet. And we don't like to see that because that's a conversation we're not ever going to have with that person again. But we left them. We left them with some good stuff. We left them with some positive stuff out of our mouth. Like I said, be careful. Like Dolores has said, what you say, and love everybody. Love them, love on them. Even if they don't like you, love on them. I got some enemies that can't stand me. If I list them on here, y'all be shocked. And they hold grudges for 20 years. 20 years dealing with lupus. Come on now. We are all out here helping one another. I put it like that. I know as much as I know because I'm obsessed with it. I have lupus. So I'm up here researching all the time. I'm hoping one day I find a cure. Maybe I looked over a cure and I don't know, where it is, but I found, here's a cure right here, and share it with the doctor. Is this something we can look at? Something we could do? I see our executive producer is on there shaking his head. Dolores, you want to say something?
And then one thing too, because people will do anything to try to stir you up, to see the ugly out of you. So it's just best to just to zip it up and stuff. And especially if so what if they call you a hypocrite? So what? You're not a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Because they won't do anything.
Don't lose it. Don't lose it.
Don't
Zip
lose it.
Okay, I know Ed's on here to shut us up.
Yeah, we're about that time. You got about another minute and a half.
Oh, wow, that's a big minute and a half. Lois, you want to say something?
Surround yourself with peaceful people and be, you can be you. It's okay to be you, but don't be, just don't be the wrong you.
Don't be deceitful. Girl, there's some people so deceitful with so many diseases. It ain't funny. I see people on the street sitting up there with a cigarette in their mouth and they got an oxygen tank. And I know good and well they're going to blow themselves up one day. God forbid, but you got to understand what you do. Why do you have a cigarette in your mouth? You got an oxygen tank. Take the oxygen tank away and tell the doctor, I don't need the oxygen tank because I'm going to do what I'm not supposed to do anyway, is smoke that cigarette. Is that not correct?
Be wise with your choices.
That's right. That's right. Did we do our minute and a half now, Ed?
Yeah, we're about there. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in this edition of Lupus Talks. It has been a great episode, a great topic, and a great conversation with Calvina Williams and Mr. Lois Olson. You guys can tune in next week. We'll have another one. We'll be in the month of March now. So we're going to do it's called March Madness for marketing for a lot of businesses and a lot of entrepreneurs, nonprofits, churches, and everyone. So we want to share information on a consistent, regular basis. Again, you guys can check us out, not just on this channel, but on the website at lupusinnevada.org, and as well as on Facebook. You can check us out there too as well. And also too, to donate, you can always donate for the cause on the website as well. We're taking all donations. Lupus in Nevada is also a 501c3 nonprofit organization based out of North Las Vegas, Nevada. And we were looking forward to any feedbacks too, ladies and gentlemen, that you can share with us in reference to the show and the topics and things that you might want to talk about that might be some of a good subject matter to discuss. So with that, I want to thank each and every one for this edition. Until next time, Dr. Mooney, any last words?
Just love yourself, love God, and love yourself.
Dolores?
And be true to yourself and be positive.
All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we want to talk to you again. Have a great week and keep building your dream.
Bye-bye.